Wow, we are official live again. Hello, our visionary entrepreneurs and life changers. How are you? Today is Monday again, right? Momentum Monday. And it's like an appointment. It's always like a date, right? Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we are meeting here inside of our Facebook group, Abundant Entrepreneurs, to share this great moment. And I hope you are enjoying some of our previous episodes. And today, every week, right? Every Monday, we're bringing new episodes, new inspirations, new mindsets, and new strategies, and a new best practice. And it's bringing that kind of momentum back to us and to share with each other, inspire each other, and so we could grow and impact together, right? And today, this episode is it's 74th already, 74th episode. Today's topic is about the power of focus. And I call the power of focus is the accelerator of success. Do you want that? Do you want your own and unleash your power of focus and also on your accelerator for your success? I hope your answer is yes today to share this great moment with us, okay? And I can't wait to share some great new learning inspirations and also my reflection and great practice with you, okay? So my first question, and always prepared that I will ask you some questions, right? And get your brain to run, get you into that thinking and also get into a new inspirations, okay? Aha moments. I hope you will keep sharing of your aha moments while we are sharing this live, right? Or even though you are watch this replay, to make sure that you share, because when you share, you create a momentum in yourself, okay? Not just passively listen to the speakers or any, even though like great coaches or mentors, if they are sharing with you, if you do not keep doing your notes, taking notes, and turn that into your best inspirations, and you're not getting the really active knowledge and wisdom. So I have this habit. So whenever I'm listening to some of my mentors and masters, they're teaching, my brain is keep running. I will not just passively like a student listen to teachers teaching, right? The best way for you to grow is take notes and at the same time think, and sometimes like turn that into your own way of understanding. I normally like when I take notes, I immediately expand that to my own thinking and my inspirations. Sometimes it's questions I write down, and sometimes I quickly take a notes of what I want to follow up. Okay, so that will be very effective way of learning, so that you could turn any kind of a new learning quickly into your own inspirations. And even better, like Tony Robbins suggested, he's one of my best mentors as well. I love what he said. It's like never leave the site of inspiration without implementing, right? So without taking at least one inspired action, that will turn your inspiration into your own inspiration and your wisdom and also practice, okay? Then that's real learning instead of just listening, okay? So I hope you get that part. And now the first question I want to ask you, are you ready? Is what is your biggest challenge in accomplishing your goals? So many people, some people are focusing on set up goals. That's another great strategies as well, to really clarify your vision and set up your goals. That's another topic, and today we're not focusing on our part, right? That's like we could teach like about smart goals and how to really align with your purpose, your passion, and your vision to set up your goals, right? Today's not I will remember that next time we maybe cover that topic, but today is really now you get your goals, right? You know what you want, you know the goals or targets. Either it's annual, I don't know if you are still doing New Year resolution. If you have your targets, right, either for a year, or sometimes better, it's just like 90 days, right? Because it's shorter and it's more intense and it's easier to measure. So always set up some deadlines for yourself, right? As for example, 90 days, and even better, maybe 30 days, or even better, 7 days, right? And sometimes we focus on today. So we break down big goals into smaller ones, and then every day, the day before every day, you will set up the specific goals, the top priorities that you want to accomplish for that day. And when you woke up today, for example, you've already had some goals previous night, like last night you set up, and so you have some clarity and clear goals to go. And now is how could you really what is like during the journey or the way of accomplishing things and to accomplish your targets, what is your biggest challenge? What is the biggest challenge? There are so many different ways, right? Some people maybe say, oh, my goals are not clear, or maybe you already had challenges in setting up your goals, right? I know majority of people have this kind of challenge, setting up their goal, have a clear and smart goals, and that's the first challenge maybe. And so that impacted or influenced how you accomplish, right? Of course, if you do not have a clear goals, of course it's difficult to accomplish it, right? So that's maybe the first reason. And the second one, procrastination, and you still have hesitation, or you whatever excuses, right? You have a procrastination, and it is like a common disease or common symptoms for majority people, not just for entrepreneurs, everybody. It's just like a human nature. We like to stay in comfort zone, stay where we are now already, right? And instead of a change and take initiations, take changes, and make like do things, right? So it's just like a creature's nature is just to stay there. If you are not hungry, if you are not sleepy, or if you do not have that kind of needs, unless you're biologically, right, you have that urges. So that's all these kind of animals will keep looking for food because they are hungry. And our human beings, like until we have some like pressure, sometimes it's like from outside pressure, and it's not very easy for us to want to take that initiation, right? So last week I shared the inspiration is called about the transformation, not by the outside pressure, but more by your inner willpower. So that's another level of our human beings. When you really keep growing yourself, you want to always have that kind of self-discipline, self-urge, that the inner willpower to, that's against the nature, right? It's like if you really want to become a success, otherwise you will stay at mediocre, just as your original status. If you want to really become outstanding and become successful, you have to overcome your biological creature's nature to stimulate yourself and push yourself up, and like it's just like an exercise, right? Nobody really want to run miles and miles distance. Everybody just want to sit comfortably in your couch and watch some TV, right? Sounds like very comfortable, and majority of people are doing that, but only wise people are like successful people are few, because you need your willpower, like self-discipline, to really take initiation and set up goals and to force yourself to do things to meet those goals so that you could become better, greater, right? So that's for the why so many people have a procrastination. It's just like a really natural to have procrastination, right? It's not your fault, but if you really want to become outstanding and also successful to fulfill a greater life, you would want to have more willpower to get yourself out of a comfort zone and to put into action, right? So and to overcome your procrastination. Okay, so that's another maybe big challenge to accomplish your goals. And then number third one, like for example, don't know how. So many people, they want to do something, they really love to accomplish something, and they have that motivation, but they don't know how, right? And then I still remember like years ago when I just started my 14 years ago almost, I started my coaching business. I learned how to do coaching, but still like quite basic knowledge. You might get a certificate, right? You need to practice, and during that practice, and everything is like starting from scratch. I did not know how to do the marketing, how to do like even the sales, all this kind of, and even creating the content I was not familiar with. All this kind of like business strategies, and you learn about your market, learn about it, like your niche, clarify your niche, right? All those things, and including the partnership, and also how to do for example, use the funnels, use the system to run your business, right? All those things I learned later, step by step. Whenever I meet some challenges, I know that I will overcome that. So all this learning is just like through this entrepreneurship journey. And so that's the third one, right? People don't say, I don't know how to do that. So that's where like you need to find the people who have already accomplished what you want to accomplish and learn from them. So that's one of the best strategies, like even Tony Robbins and many other successful people suggested. The quickest way, they could say even like a shortcut for you to be successful is really learn from those people who have already accomplished what you want, right? To learn from them. That's like shortcut. Okay, so that's number 3, the challenge. Don't know how. Number 4 is lack of resources. And people say, oh, I do not have enough finance or money, or I do not have enough connections. I do not have this and do not have that. At the beginning of my coaching, I also felt this way. Lack of resources, as a mom with 2 kids, and as an immigrant in the U.S., right? I'm an Asian, and in the U.S., I just like when I immigrated to the U.S., I'm already over 30 years old. So I did not, after my first job was here in the U.S., was working in a Fortune 100 company as a performance director. But all I knew was those people, right, in the corporate world. But after I started my entrepreneurship business, I just found I felt like I knew nobody. And even though I went to attend some events and networking, still feel like, oh wow, you are building up from scratch. And from where I want to accomplish, I feel like, wow, this is a long distance. It's just like my target is the mountain Everest, but the resources I have is just like, okay, I was in a village or in a tribe, right? It's just like very limited view. But then through all these years, I overcome all these kind of, the challenges one by one, even including the lack of resources, just like how you can create the resources day by day. Sometimes when I get frustrated, right, when I review, then I will review my accomplishments through those years. At the beginning, I had nobody, and now I build up my people with thousands of people connections in my different networks, in my email, in my social medias, right? I build them up with my efforts step by step. Compared with the beginning, I thought I have no resources. Now I know that I build my resources. Nobody will give you resources. It's all through your efforts, right? And like I suggested, another person said, oh, I have no money. I want to do this business, but I have no money. But how can you get money, right? You cannot immediately get that kind of level of money, but at least you can take action today, one step. At least one action to get closer to a dream, right? You need all these efforts step by step. God will not let you to really skip those steps He wants you to experience. Those steps are necessary for you to grow into the person He wants you to become, right? So, okay, that's a number 4 of like either it's reasons or excuses, okay, the lack of resources. And now the next one is like distractions, excuses. I found this one is super popular, and I still have challenges on this one as well, like distractions, excuses. Sometimes distractions is reality, is true, but then we majority of the time we could use those distractions and realities as our excuses, right? And that's become a real hurdle. And I found like distractions just outside could be, I would say it's actually not difficult to overcome. But the biggest distraction I just found is inside of ourselves, right? Like if you could not focus, if you could not concentrate, you will find distractions. Sometimes you seek distractions. I just found, for example, social medias are very interesting, right? And I know it's like we do necessarily need social media to spread our words, to build up connections, to build up our networks, right? But then some other times, how many of you admit that? And every day you may have at least 30 minutes or 1 hour, or maybe sometimes for other people, maybe much longer, right? Much time wasted on social media. How many of you would admit that? I would admit that. I lift up my hands, okay? So like sometimes you do want to keep how to say updated with what's going on. You do not want to be isolated from this world, right? Our mentors do suggest that do not watch TV. I do not watch TV for a long time. Only occasionally weekend watch my kids with my kids of some like Disney channels. Majority time is like a National Geography, like knowledge things, right? So not real TV. I'm not watching any TV soap like they call it the soap series, right? Like those things that really waste your time. So I do not do that. But the social media thing is another story. Like sometimes you want to read the news and want to some like great topics. You want to have a review so that keep yourself updated. But then sometimes you forgot the time, and sometimes you forgot. Oh my goodness, maybe you just because of your curiosity. We are all curious human beings, right? Because of our curiosities, we just look at that one articles, and then there's how to say, linked to another article. Sounds like the title is also very attractive, and then you could not, help to open that ones and keep reading, and then when you almost like wake up, you just realize time already passed half an hour or 1 hour, right? So it's very normal, and especially now I watch our kids. The kids, they have not as much self-discipline as us, right? So it's much more easy for them to get distracted and also immersed and also like even embedded or buried in those like social media stuff, right? Sometimes they're listening to music, sometimes they're watching like YouTubes and different videos, or now I have TikToks, all this kind of. I do not blame our kids at all, because they are in this kind of a era much more, with much more multiple medias, all these kind of new technologies, all the attractive social medias, right? So they are actually facing more distractions and challenges than and us, like dozens of years ago when we were in the kids, a very pure, simple environment. I remember when I was a kid in my hometown in west of China, small town, close to rural area, but beautiful nature, beautiful mountains and hills and river. So I had my majority of my childhood happily in nature, and I did not even see like a bicycle or like a car during that time. That's 40 years ago, and my age, it's a long time ago, right? So but my kids now every day they have, it's just like all these kind of distractions came to you, visit to you, even though you do not want them, right? So it's not their fault at all. So I would admire if they can still keep my kids, they still keep their like a great performance in the school, even though not like a top, but at least it's like above majority, right? So they did their great efforts, but at the same time it's very challenging for them to facing all the so many like distractions, right? So for us as well, adults as well, that's all these kind of distractions and could become our excuses, right? And sometimes unconsciously we may turn those reality of distractions into our excuses, oh this and that. So that's why in nowadays we need even more stronger willpower and self-discipline to overcome those like distractions, right, for our kids as well. So number one challenge, for me, I don't know how about you, what's your biggest challenge? I listed those, like, let me say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all those 6 kind of challenges, like from unclear goals to procrastination to don't know how to lack of resources to distractions and then to lack of focus. And that's a personal capability as well. This is just like a muscle, just like you're doing exercises, right? People want the abs, people want their like arms muscles. If you do not do exercises, you cannot build up that kind of muscles, right? So if you do not practice, you could be like how to say, your ability of focus could be weak. So that's why those 6 areas, which one is it's your situation. Feel free to comment under video, okay? No matter if you watch live or replay, comment in the video or in under the video in the comments, let us know. And don't be how to say, embarrassed or feel shame. For example, mine could be really lack of focus, the last one, because all those other previous ones could be like sometimes from outside forces, but the last one is really our capabilities. Compared with majority people, I would say I'm quite strong in my focus. But compared with myself, the standards for myself and the vision and the goals and the dreams I want to accomplish, right? The mission I'm carrying, I would say my capability of focus is still weak. It's just like, for example, my dream, my mission is Mountain Everest. My focus capability is still like how to say, at the root of the mountain, right? I feel like that. So for me to get really to the top of the peak of the Everest, I really need keep practicing and improving my capabilities of focus. Even though I'm stronger than majority other people, but still weaker than what I want to accomplish. So I want you to measure not with other people, not compare with other people, right? Of course, you want to have your role models and other successful people to inspire you. You could compare with them and say, oh, how they can make that, and how could I also improve to that level. But majority of the time is really think about the things you want to accomplish and the mission, why you are here, your purpose, right? Your call, why you are here, what's your mission, and what you are called to accomplish. And then compare with that. If the focus, the lack of focus, like your capability of focus is that can match that mission you want to accomplish. If it's not matching, so that's where we need keep improving, right? So I remember my mentor taught us that this simplest wisdom of life and success is 3 words. It's be, do, have. Be is become who you are called to become, the person you are meant to be, and do what you need to do, and have what you wish to have, right? So that's very simple. Those are very simple, but it's so true. Such a great wisdom. So now I just use these simple words to remind myself. If you want to accomplish, to have what you want, to accomplish what you are called to accomplish, right? You need first become the person you are meant to be. Become the person. Being part. That's super important. That's a part of where we need to keep improving our vision, our capability of focus. And then do the things you need to do. Every day, find no excuses, do the things, improve the focus and do the things, right? And then you could have what you are wishing to have, and also you like in your dream you want to have. Okay, now the second question. What do you most want to improve your focus on? Okay, so like focus you could use in all these kind of different situations. But what do you, now let's do this exercise. What do you most want to improve your focus on? Especially now, right? We can make it very strategic and very like like a best practice now is like find a specific goal, or like either you call goal, target, and like either project or some like campaign or task or or like a specific thing you want to accomplish, and then we can practice our focus. So this is like choose the subject to practice your focus muscle. And for example, I've been working on my new challenge for like the 5-day challenge for content, to make more content, right? So this is what I've been planning to do it for a few months. I've already did surveys. I started the funnel already. I'm learning from my mentor, and I'm creating new content to fill it in. But it's because like the funnel is so long, and all this kind of content is so much, and especially involves the new videos. And that's where I found myself not moving as fast as I want, and all kinds of distractions, right? And just found I could not fully focus or find that time to really focus on for a few hours. Of course, I do have some like reality kind of like how to say distractions. I have 2 kids to take care of, and there's so many other things, right, around the schools in my life and as well. So, but all those, even though they are true, they are reality, but I would just call them, and as I mentioned, it's like I could use them as my excuses, right? So my challenge is how could I fully like improve my focus muscle to secure some time and put into the calendar, set up my deadline. The deadline I've already like postponed 2 times. I felt a little bit shame of that, but at the same time, it's great learning for me to have this reflection, say, wow, previously I did a great job. I could always like how to say, previously I remember quite sometimes I was so happy for myself, I made the deadline and I could catch it and right? So I made those things. I could do that. I know that previously I had that muscles already, but why this time I'm procrastinating? So I was thinking about those reasons, not just because of those distractions, but also why I'm not in that kind of a flow. This is a big question for myself. Why I'm not in that big flow? And this, by the way, will be another topic we'll talk about. How could we create a flow? Because I have so many great experiences before. When I had that inspirations, when I had that flow, I can create things quickly. Within just a few hours, I can create like a new funnel. I did that before. But why this time I was delaying? So I found some reasons, because like one is because this time I was still not quite sure. I've not built up myself the mindset to focus on the ideal and the ideal results. So if I have some like concerns, or if this will work or not, I'm not fully focusing on the positive side. and I still have that battles between the negative results, the possible negative results, or the possible positive results. I'm still fighting. I was not sure. So that's why I did not get into that kind of a highly inspired and motivated status. That's one reason. Another one, because this time we get a shared funnel from a mentor. So it's not my new created funnel. Previously, if I use my funnel, it was very quick. But now this time I'm using other people's funnel. I'm adding new content. I just found that a little bit challenging for me, because it's just like you have a frame. I normally don't like any frame, so I love my own like a creativity and creation. But now you have a frame for you to, sounds like easier, a frame like some formula, right? Like you just need to fill in the words. But I just found that process limiting my creativity, and that's why I could not really get that like a super creative status. And now I'm just more like in that frame to think about what I can fill in. That's a little bit limiting me as well. But all those are still excuses, okay? And I could definitely focus more on the positive results, get myself more focused on the, the ideal results I want, and getting myself into an inspired status so I could find and make schedules with myself, and really commit to myself for the deadline. And I know this month will definitely release. I know some of you maybe have been waiting for a long time since our last survey, but I know I will release. And by the way, this month is my birthday month. So normally I just found that when the season is very interesting, I just biologically, the season is springtime. I feel like myself more waking up, looking at all these signs of life and beautiful, blossoming lives and flowers and trees and the sprouts and the birds singing. I just feel like something inside myself naturally is awakening. So in this month, I have no excuse at all, right? My creator created these great opportunities for me to be born, and this is my time of creation. So I have no excuse to release and to follow the finish. And now I think I'm all, how much of my progress? And now I think it's already 70, above around 70% of progress already. So I just need to finish that videos and like 2 or 3 videos, the new videos. So that will be a fun creative process because I love creativity. Okay, I love creation things, and then some emails, all those things, right? I could accomplish. Okay, so that's it. I'm sharing with you. I'm making a deal with myself already. Okay, so it's a done deal. Now I'm promising you that I'm releasing this challenge this month. So there's no words back or no way back. Okay, I cannot take that back. It's already a promise. Okay, so you can hold me accountable. And so how about you? What is your project or vision or goal or target that you want to accomplish? Give us an specific example. Comment under the video. Let us know what you want to accomplish. So what is your deadline? What is your deadline? Mine, let me check my calendar. Okay, I'm launching mine. Today is the May 2nd, so I'm launching mine 23rd, ideally week of 16th. If I want to give myself a little bit more marketing time, so 23rd, the week of May 23rd to 27th. So I've already put my deadline there. That's my last deadline. How about you? What specific goals you want to accomplish? Comment under video and put the deadline there. Okay, what's the time? What's the date you want by when you want to accomplish it? So we could all hold you accountable. Okay, and then we will look forward to you to share the accomplishment great news with all of us. Okay, so that's the second one, the second question. And now finally, how to quickly improve your energy and focus. That's while I'm improving myself, I'm sharing my tips with you. Okay, hope it will be helpful for you. So here I summarized a few strategies. First, if you want to accomplish anything, to focus on your energy, right? To improve your energy and focus, you really need make your goals and your vision super excited. That will make you feel excited that you're looking forward to accomplish it. Write that down. Okay, share under the video, share with us, and then do your daily meditation and reviewing about the specific vision and goals you want to accomplish. And that will, every time, like this kind of meditation is really think about and feel about it imagine that you already accomplished it, how would you feel? And what could you create, the results, and who will be impacted? How would they feel? How would they connect with you? And how would you feel that kind of fulfilling? Okay, so really invite yourself. No rush, okay, no rush. Do not meditation. Invite yourself into that situation. And this is what I'm doing every day, every morning, my abundance meditation and activation. That's why I could keep my energy up every day with that abundance energy. Sometimes a little bit up and down, but I would say majority time all above number 8. If you use the scale to measure from 0 to 10, 10 is as the highest energy. I'm always above number 8. Occasionally, maybe, let me see, to be honest, very occasionally now, maybe one or two things trigger me my how to say downward. I could get to maybe I touch the bottom, could be number 6, I would say, but very quickly, short time, within the longest now I'm taking a few hours to bounce back to get to at least to number 8. And majority time I'm staying at least at 9 or even 10. So 9 is my majority time number. Okay, so I feel like so happy for that. I'm still improving. Okay, this is an ongoing process. I'm still improving, keep growing, and till that I could always, whenever I get into some downturn, I could bounce back and shift more quickly, not just hours or maybe sometimes like minutes, right? That's my target. And majority time I know that I could get to minutes, bouncing back. Only very big issues, big things. I know last time I shared with you guys when during the cemetery time, when a big family, when I was alone as a single mom, I felt like being left out. I was that downtime, I spent quite a few hours through that day to really recover. But majority of the time, just minutes. Anytime, minutes. Okay, so I'm still improving. And so do like clarify your vision goals, write it down, share with us, and then keep doing your daily meditation, imagination, visualization, how whatever you would call it, right? To review it, to visit it, to experience it, to really live it in your imagination already. So that's the number one thing, okay, to quickly improve your energy and focus. Now, number 2, the strategy 2, it's really the consciousness for the need of focus. Understand why you are not accomplishing what you wish to accomplish. Understand the reason, like the number 1 question earlier we shared, those different reasons. You need to have the consciousness and awareness and clarity about what make you could not accomplish your goals. What is the number 1 obstacle? Okay, find the number 1 obstacle. Like I found my number 1 obstacle is really my capability of a focus. How could I have more self-discipline, more willpower to have my focus? Okay, I hope maybe you have this like similar challenge as well, so that you could focus on this part. So have the totally consciousness for the need of focus. Okay, and know that that's a real reason why you have not get to where you want to be. Now the daily actions and the high quality of focus to accelerate, really accelerate. You can do all the things, right? All the people say, oh, hard work. It's not just hard work. It's not just to do more hours than other people, then you will be successful. No, it's really the quality of the hours you could spend. For example, even some other people, I remember when I was a student, I was an excellent student. Many of my other friends in the classmates, they spend, for example, much more hours, I feel like, than me, but they're still not going too much at once. But I remember I was very focused in a limited time. Of course, I spend enough time, right? Spend enough time, but not too extreme the time. When other people were like starting, sometimes I'm already like in exercises. I was doing running or playing basketball and and playing in the nature. But those times, it's just like, it sounds like a wasting of time, but it's actually helping me to improve my body's health and also the sharpness of my brain and to be more focused. So that's with the limited time I was spending in the study, the quality, the result is very high. okay, like a performance, or you could say efficiency or effectiveness, it's very high. Results is good. So, and also I have some like tips, strategies how to take a test, and so that you could get great results, right? And how to keep your mind very sharp. That's another topic, but it's really like a consciousness for the needs of focus. Okay, so it's like understand the focus part, like to make the quality or the performance of the time is more important than spending more time on something. Okay, so do things and take actions, but in a limited time, make that quality, that high performance of your action. That's more important than take more time, longer time. Okay, so that's number 2. Now number 3, the strategy number 3 is make choice and make decision. This is like the most important part and the most difficult part as well, because like for example, you understand why you want to do something and what you want to accomplish, right? And you also needed to understand when is the best time, you have the best energy and the best like a brain power and kind of focus, and how you need to know how, what's the strategy to do it, right? And but again you need to make the decision. When there are so many distractions, how could you get back? How could you exclude other distractions and also get back? It's every day, and then so many choices, right? So many tasks. I have a list of my priorities to accomplish. I have also another list of tasks every day as a mom to take care of the kids, about life, everything, right? So like 2 lists. How could I choose what time to focus on what, right? So all those make choices and make decisions is the most important thing. That's where our willpower get exercises and get improved. And it's always like make that decision part, the most difficult part, but at the same time can also improve, exercise your muscle of decision making and also focus. By the way, here is 2 little tips of how to make this decision. Okay, so for example, we call like 2 minutes rule. 2 minutes rule is what? And actually I have like seconds of rules as well. Whenever I have inspirations, within seconds I must write it down. Either use my pen or use my cell phone's Evernote to take it. Otherwise, the inspirations, great inspirations, flees, right? You cannot really find them back. So those ones are like a really treasure gifts, blessings to us. Write that down, keep it with you, right? And so then you catch it, just like catch it. They are like spirits everywhere flying, like angels. You can see that they fly so quick. You need to catch them. So catch your blessings, catch your gifts, okay, blessings. And that's like seconds of rule. But now I have another one, it's 2 minutes rule. It's like this is do part. It's whenever you got some ideas you want to implement, you want to do something, don't wait, don't overthink and procrastinate. If you use the 2 minutes rule, you saw something, you want to call somebody or you want to do something, do that immediately if you can. Okay, if you are like available, if you're sometimes when I was lying in bed, I thought about doing something, and then I do not want to miss that momentum. So this 2 minutes rules is really to keep your momentum and do it right away. Okay, within just 2 minutes, if you do it, the inspiration is still fresh, and the momentum is high, and the energy is good, and the result normally is good. Okay, so then another one is 5 minutes. 5 minutes secret. That's a 5 minutes focus exercise. Okay, whenever you want to do something like a highly creative thing, give yourself at least 5 minutes of a focus, especially for like, for example, for content creation, for something super inspiring, creative. Give yourself 5 minutes to think about that idea and to write that down. Just like, for example, for me to design all these new topics for Momentum Monday, I gave myself that space. The 5 minutes is the most important thing. Of course, not just 5 minutes, okay? But the 5 minutes is the critical, most the core part. You got to structure, you think about the topic, what kind of inspirations you want to expand, what kind of topic you want to talk, and then what's the key points. I always have at least 3 points right under the title. So give yourself that kind of 5 minutes, create that subject, the line, the title, and then the 3 bullet points. Okay, so to do that, those are those strategies. I hope it's helpful for you. Now we shared with us 3 strategies, and now finally, say no to distractions and excuses. Whenever you catch yourself up like you are using that as excuses, or you're catching up yourself, oh, that is a distraction that could really delay your accomplishment, okay, then you need to say no to that. Sometimes there are great opportunities, different opportunities come to you, right? If you really want to accomplish something, focus on this one, and then you need to say no to other things, even though they may sound like good opportunities. But if you will be distraction to for you to accomplish the current critical things, then you need to say no to other things, or maybe like put them into a timeline. It's not like a absolute no, but you can tell other people to put into a schedules later. You still keep that opportunity, but it's not distracting you from what you want to accomplish now. Okay, so I do not want to put this too long. Okay, it's already 40 minutes. Always like so happy to share with you. Whenever I started, I could not like find myself stop it. I hope you get great inspirations. Comment under the video, what's your aha moment? And now, what is one thing, just one thing you get inspired and you want to implement? So that's always the most important thing. So take the action, okay? Follow what you learned and get the best inspiration. Share in under the video so that it becomes yours. And then take action and keep us updated what you accomplish from that, okay? So I'm so happy that you are holding myself accountable to launch my challenge for May 23rd to 27th. So share with us what's your either launch or whatever you want to accomplish your deadline. Okay? So everyone, keep this momentum to rock this whole week, and also every week come back to our Abundant Entrepreneurs group so we could share this great momentum Monday time. All right, see you next time. Bye-bye.